What is going on, everybody? Thank you for coming back. If you have, and if you didn't, you won't know that it's here. We're still working through some camera issues. It looks like whenever I upload these videos to YouTube and I'm just looking at it myself, there still seems to be some kind of a distortion. I'm not sure what that issue is. I am working on it currently, so this might not be the best viewing pleasure ever, and I do apologize for that. I will get it figured out eventually. It's going to take some more researching and messing with settings and OBS and then the way I upload it and everything like that. So I do apologize. Stick with me on this. I will eventually get this shit together. It was a miracle to get this camera to work in the first place. So many downloading of drivers and everything like that. But this is not what I'm doing a video about. This is a video about news and things like that. So welcome to the Cole Report. I'm Aaron Cole. If you got any questions, comments, anything like that, just leave it down below. So let's get into a couple news stories real quick. From earlier today, the U.S. has says that Fiji has seized a Russian billionaire's super yacht worth $300 million. I don't know about you, but if somebody took my $20 fishing boat, I would be super pissed. Much less a $300 million super yacht. I'm pretty sure that's going to be used for people like the Prez, the guy that's his name starts with a B, some of his cronies and people like that in the State Department and things like that. They're probably going to be using that yacht. Let's be honest. Somebody's going to be using that yacht. They're not going to sell it and get money off of it or whatever bullshit they're telling us. That's not what this is going to be about. Moving on to the next story. A ambassador to the Dragon Country, and I'm going to have to use some kind of cryptic language here because I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube just yet and get strikes and stuff. I'm going to try to build this up a little bit. So we're going to talk cryptically. If you got any questions about the cryptic language I use, it should all be pretty obvious. But if you got any questions, just leave it in the comments and I will answer you because I have nothing better to do with my time some days. But an ambassador to the from the Dragon Country to the Bear Country. We will continue military technology cooperation with Bear Country at a higher level and a larger scale. They were warned against this. The Dragon Country was warned against doing this. So we'll see what kind of repercussions come from this. My instincts and everything that I know is telling me that that's not going to be anything happening to the Dragon Country, really. I think it's all part of the major plan and the strategy of all the shit we're witnessing right now. So it just seems like something else that, that goes along with everything else we're seeing right now. It's just another step to the WW3 scenario, which we're all waiting for and all that good stuff. So it's just, we're just building up to that. And of course, everybody's telegraphing their moves these days, which we'll get to another story here in a second, which is, it's all just as silly. It's all crazy. And that story is that, that Germany was sending these tank anti-air, tank things. Can't remember the name of them. It's not saying in this article right here, but they were sending these to UKR and they had to cancel that or not send as many because they didn't have enough ammo for it. How do you not have enough ammo for these military contraptions that you're sending over there? So that I don't know if they completely canceled it or they're not sending as much. Of course, it's very vague the way it's supposed to be. We shouldn't know half of the shit that's going on in UKR with the Bear Country and everything like that. We should not know half of this stuff that's going on right now. But somehow we know. It seems like every time somebody takes a piss or a dump, it seems like we know it. So I don't know what this means, but all we can do is just kind of go with what the info we're getting from everything else going on today. Another thing going on, kind of shifting out of the war stuff. Oh no, we're not shifting out of the war stuff just yet. This was something I kind of took for granted when we first found out about the I don't think I sent it over here. I was misreading this article, but the United States is taking credit for sinking the Moskva or whatever, the Bear Country's flagship cruise missile destroyer. Whoa, it's a little late. I've been messing with this for too long. But the U.S. is taking credit for helping UKR using their missile systems or whatever that we have given them to sink the Bear Country's flagship in the Black Sea. That comes as not a surprise to really anybody, but we are owning up to that finally. Let me double check that story real quick, but I'm pretty sure that is exactly what is going on here. Let me double check this. And this is coming from Breaking 911 on Twitter. U.S. intelligence helped UKR sink the Bear Country's cruiser Moskva. There's not really a link to a story I'm seeing just yet, but that is what the U.S. is finally admitting to. It was an older ship and everything. The Breaking 911 on Twitter is reporting that from NBCnews.com. I thought I had that article ready, but we're not going to waste too much time with that. But I think everybody already knew exactly what was going on with that when that got sank. Let's face it, the people in UKR, they got hard and whatever, and they're trying to do their best, but they're using NATO intelligence to do everything that they're doing. They're not doing much of this by themselves. Let's be honest. They're getting a very large helping hand to go along with everything else that is going on over there. So, hey, let's not be very coy about that at all. Let's go to some couple clips real quick. Like I said, we're going to keep this under 10 minutes for sure because it's getting late and I've been screwing with this camera forever now. Let's listen to Joe Biden talking about sleeping with a teacher real quick. I'm trying to remember the best way to do this when I am recording a video. I think this is the best way. There we go. Okay. All right. The audio should be going right now.
Teachers, I sleep with the teacher every night. Same.
Oh, he sleeps with the teacher every night. I don't know why this guy tries to be funny. He's the least funny, the least charismatic person I've ever seen before in my life. I would show these video clips, but for some reason I can barely get the camera to look decent, and when I try to overlay it with the video from other platforms, it looks even worse. It's something I got to work on, guys. Like I said, this something I haven't done in a while, and it's very much a work in progress. So just stick with me, but we'll finish this video clip real quick.
The same one. If I didn't like teachers, I'd be sleeping alone. I've been in a different place. As Jill said, Cinco de Mayo is the day to celebrate freedom and resistance.
Okay, so I don't know what that has to do with Cinco de Mayo. I work for a living, so I don't really necessarily care about holidays and things like that. You can call me a stick in the mud or whatever, but that's our president. So we're told that's a very sad situation. He is a very dementia-ridden person, it seems like. And I forgot to give a disclaimer at the beginning of this video, but I'll worry about that next time. I don't think YouTube's gonna care too much just yet. Oh, I did have that article that I had to go digging for. Okay, I think the last thing I got is this exchange between Peter Ducey from Fox News and the outgoing press secretary Jen Psaki. And I guess I might as well give the disclaimer right now. Of course, this is not a show that gives any legal, medical, or financial advice. All of this stuff that I report is my commentary on news sources that I find and that are pretty much verified news sources, and take everything with a grain of salt. This is mostly a comedy show in a way. This is not actual news. This is just you listening to me and giving my interpretation of everything that's going on. So there's that disclaimer. With that said, of course, we have the Roe v. Wade thing going on. The timing is impeccable, of course, because there's so much going on. We talked about this in the last show of everything just, how does everything just coalesce at once? It seems very suspect. Everything's going to shit. And let's listen to Jen Psaki real quick, and then we'll get into the last story about the stocks. But let's click over here. And then Jen Psaki.
The president's position on choice has evolved over time, so just checking for his official position. Does he support any limits on abortion right now?
Peter, the president has talked about his position many times. He supports the right of a woman to make choices about her own body with her doctor.
But I know that one of the Democrats that he endorsed and who won their primary this week, Tim Ryan, said yesterday that he does not support any limits on abortion. Is that where the president's thinking is now?
The president has stated his view many times.
Hey, the president has stated his view many times. I'm not going to repeat it. I'm going to keep this very vague. I'm not even going to circle back anymore, because what's the point? I'm going to leave on May the 13th, I believe. And then the other, whatever gender thing. I'm not a biologist, so I can't speak on what the gender of people are, but the other thing is going to take over as press secretary. So why is she even doing this anymore? Honestly, I'll just be like, deuces. I'm going to go take my 2-week or week and a half vacation or whatever, and not worry about this bullshit anymore. So, Jen Psaki, we got about 13 seconds. Finish it up.
Does the president support abortion up until the moment of birth?
The president has spoken about this many times, Peter, and I would refer you to his own comments about abortion and a woman's right to choose and make decisions about her body with her doctor, which is what any of those women would do. Go ahead.
Oh, geez. Okay. I said I was going to keep this at 10 minutes, and we're clearly over that at this point, but I'll just say this is way more ridiculous than when they were grilling Delta Tango about his views on white supremacy. And he denounced it several times or whatever. I'm not sticking up for Delta Tango, but he said that, and that's an easy position to take against white supremacy. But Biden just the other day was talking about that when this is happening, it's to a child and stuff like that. So the messaging is all over the place. Her dress is disgusting. And let's finish up with what happened today with the stocks tumbling down. We'll see what tomorrow brings on Friday. I'm assuming they're going to be pretty flat. I don't think they're going to lose like they did today. The Dow went down 1,000 points. It's the worst day since 2020. I'm not sure at what point, but I'm assuming somewhere in the beginning of the COOF. The NASDAQ dropped 5%. S&P 500 3.5%. And that was all based on the Fed hiking interest rates only by 0.5%. They were expecting 0.75%, which I don't even know what that would have looked like today. But it went from, when I started checking on it today, it was at like negative 600 points on the Dow, and then no time it was at like negative 900. And it kind of fluctuated between there, but then it ended up around 1,000 points down. So we'll see what that's going to do. I'm not an economist. Like I said, this is not financial advice. So do what you want to do with that news, but it's not good for the economy. I can promise that. It's not going to bring down prices when we don't have the goods to put on the shelf to sell. When you have a limited supply, it doesn't really matter how much money is out there floating around when you don't have shit to sell. It's going to make everything get much more exorbitant in price and everything. So all I can say to y'all is that this is all theater with the WW3 stuff and the talking of the boom booms and things like that. But the most important thing to focus on is you and your family, of course. So focus on that. Get extra food and just anything you think you'll need in the future. Even if nothing big happens, you'll have it, because inflation and price hikes, they're coming. That's not going to go away. That's for sure. That's already baked into the cake. Everything else is just the sprinkles and the cherries and the cookie crumbs and all that bullshit on top of the cake. But there's a clear agenda that is coming for all of us. And our buddy Klaus Huben has he's told us what the deal is, okay? We know what it is. And then everything else is just kind of window dressing on what they're trying to do to everybody in the world. It's not just the United States. It's everybody. So we'll be back here again tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have some news to report. Hopefully nothing not that bad. I'd love to report something good for a change. It's pretty rare, to be honest, that anything ever good is happening in the world these days. But we'll be back tomorrow. Stay frosty. Get ready. Don't be afraid. If you're ready, you'll never be afraid. Good gear.